My background's in psychology. I did an undergraduate and a master's degree in psychology, both at the University of Birmingham. I really wanted to get into a STEM industry, even though I'm in a non-technical role, and I felt like the Nuclear Graduates Programme really supported that. So I think at the moment I'm really pleased with how the programme's going. I've made so many new connections and I've really grown my network in just the 6 months that I've been in the industry already. The training that I've done so far has been really fantastic, really valuable to the work that I do, and we've really hit the ground running with that very quickly right from the start of the programme, which is fantastic. And further to just the training and your day-to-day roles on the job, you get so much knowledge about the industry and what's out there and why we do what we do, which for me that's really important, to know the context that you're working within and to help enjoy what you do. Apart from my core HR knowledge, which I'm developing through my chartership and on the job as well, I have really developed an interest in project management. I'm currently in a project-based team, which helps, and Energist have supported me through that by putting us through the PFQ qualification, and then just last week I completed the PMQ qualification in project management, which really supports me day to day in not only my role in the NDA, but also the tasks that we're set with Energist, for example, like the SME project that we do, and I can apply the principles that I've learned to various different things. So it's not about having a one-size-fits-all, but about having some training that is malleable to your needs and what you can do with that. I think a standout moment for me in my secondment was we were facing an issue with a supplier, and it was just one of those things. It's a procurement-based issue that had happened, and I really worked through that problem, and there was a lot of moving parts and a lot of chasing and pushing that had to do with that. So I was really proud that we actually managed to get that sorted within the timescale that I needed to. I'd never really done anything like that before, so to be given that to solve myself, and not also to have my team trust me to do that, was a really rewarding experience. I think the biggest standout for me is just the people that you meet and the friends that you make. There's 50 of us in my cohort who are all in this together, not to sound really cliche, but we are all going through similar things with relocation and emerging into an industry as a graduate, and you've got that support network, which is so valuable, and it's not something that you get in a lot of other graduate roles. So going into the workplace in the style that we operate in was a really new thing for me when I started in the industry. My team works remotely. We're spread across the entire length and breadth of the country. So to go into a team where I'm based in Warrington and my line manager is in Essex, it was learning to adapt to that style of communication and using Teams as that main source for that, which is a really interesting thing, and it's one that we live in a digital world, but you don't really know how to do it effectively until you're in that situation. And to build on from that as well, I'm a person that really likes working in an office. So having to go into an office and just make friends with the people who are there. So you're learning a lot of social skills that you don't actually think about really when you're thinking about going into the world of work. You tend to focus on the work itself and whether you can do the job, but there's so much more that you have to consider around it. And I think in the industry that we work in, we're really building a nicer, friendlier workplace culture in that sense, and the flexibility with that is a real selling point also. When you join the programme, you have a lot of support and a lot of mentoring. You're assigned a mentor right at the start of the programme. There's also all the support that you get from Energist. I know that if I ever had a problem, I could call them up or send an email and they'd get back to me. There's so much they can do to help support with mental health and well-being, and we now have wellbeing drop-in sessions, which are really nice. We had one last night and it was just lovely to have that level of discussion with the people that are going through a similar experience as you. And to me, my biggest support network is the people on the programme, because they're the people that really understand what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and how they're the people almost best equipped to help you cope with that, because it's a lot of shared experience on the programme. My goals for the next 6 months are, I definitely want to continue progressing with my chartership. I really want to broaden my experience of HR within the nuclear sector, and part of that for me is going to work on sites. That's a real goal for me, and I think in October I'm going to make quite a bold move to a site that's quite far away and experience what they've got to offer there, which will be a really exciting experience. I think for me as well, because HR has so many different areas that you can then go into, it's about knowing what I want to then specialise in after the programme and where I want to go with that. So for me currently, it's about gaining the experience and the breadth of knowledge, which is something that the secondments on the programme allow you to do. You can move around different teams and gain that experience that you wouldn't typically get in just a static graduate role. The skills and experiences that you gain from a programme like Nuclear Graduates is really giving you that foundation that you need to start a really successful career in the nuclear industry. You get the exposure to so many different things. You get training on not just your specialist area, but also a range of different business skills and enabling functions that really allow you to develop and grow to be the ideal employee. It makes you so much more employable than someone who has been on a graduate scheme and not had those experiences, and it really gives you that competitive advantage in what is now a growing job market. I think my advice for anyone considering applying a career with nuclear graduates in the nuclear industry would be just go for it. I think nuclear has a lot of myths and fallacies surrounding it, and it's just, people don't consider the fact that it's a really stable, long-term career that the country needs, and you're supporting a sustainable future for Great Britain. And it's such an exciting time with the development of GBN and new nuclear coming into the industry. The opportunities really are endless in this sector at the moment, and I think as a fresh graduate, you've really got to think about, what will my graduate scheme give me? It's not just about the salary, although it's a very attractive financial package that we are offered. There's so much more with it, and it's the training and the development. And when you think about it as a complete package, Nuclear Graduates just trumps it.